Welcome to episode 2 of the Unicorn Vault. We're starting to try and find some titles for these. These ones are going to be called The Foundation of, more or less, we'll talk about how it feels to kind of really start your collection and just some advice and kind of some of the packs that are out there from both Pokemon and NBA as well. And as you guys know, my name's Vince and this is Chris, and we're from Unicorn Collectibles, and we're running this Unicorn Vault podcast to talk everything TCG sports and everything like that.
Yeah. These things are just to talk about what's happening. Pokemon NBA. And, you know, we're going to start a tradition on this podcast. We're going to always start off with a game. I think a game is great.
Fun.
Something fun, you know. We want this podcast to be fun, enjoyable for everyone that listens and watches. So we're going to start with a game. We're going to do a little draft. If you haven't seen it on NBA before, people draft players from college or high school. And so we're going to do a draft of a starting five, and with a sixth man. We're going to add something different with a sixth man. So this is all time in NBA, not even current. So this is the history of NBA. So we're going to take turns of doing our starting five. We can't repeat each other's players because that's going to be a bit boring. So,
and it'd be weird for them to play on the court and have two of them on it. So
yes, that's also right.
So it'll be good. Like, I think eventually maybe let's chuck this into 2K and just see actually how they perform. Maybe let's do that in the future.
That's going to be
It's funny though, because I don't know if you guys know, so Chris is actually my brother, so we've grown up together, playing a lot of sports together, playing basketball and all of that, and we've played on teams, played against each other on teams, trained with each other and everything. And we've actually never played this game. Like, we love NBA, but we've actually never done this draft.
No. We've talked about it just randomly.
Like who the best is, who your GOAT is and all of that. But funnily enough, we've never done this, and I've seen this online a lot, and I've seen it on TikTok and other socials, and I've always wanted to do it, and I figured now's the best time to do it. So I guess let's do this.
All right, let's go. Maybe the best way to do this is, you know what? You're older. You can start first. You can go first.
That's a pretty easy one for me. As a Chi-Town fan, you know, my number one GOAT of all time, in my shooting guard position, I am going to be running Michael Air Jordan.
Michael Air Jordan. All right. I don't know if Air is his middle name, but it's all right. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the shooting guard as well. It's my favorite player, and it's going to be Kobe Bean Bryant. I'm going to put him as a shooting guard. I'm going to type this in my phone because I'm going to forget. So
yeah, I've got my phone out as well, just so then I can kind of visualize my team.
Kobe Bryant.
I actually really like having the sixth man because then you can kind of see the versatility of the team and how you're kind of subbing it in as well. So you've got Kobe Bean.
Yeah, for number 2, I've got my shooting guard done.
Unfortunately, like, as we all know, there's a massive GOAT debate right now with who is the GOAT. So as my small forward,
here we go.
I would probably be running the king.
LeBron, hey?
LeBron James. I think he's a solid person to be in my small forward position.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to steer away from the small forward for now. Let's see. I have a person in mind, but I'm making sure I not forget anyone in the process. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go I'm going to go to point guard. I'm going to keep my Laker theme going. And Magic Irvin Johnson.
Matches your shirt.
I know. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Gotta be honest, he was going to be my next pick. I think having an oversized guard is a real advantage.
Well, you can have LeBron and Magic, but you know.
He was actually did want a good kind of facilitator. That's a bit oversized as well.
All right. So who's your next one? I've got my point guard and shooting guard. You got a shooting guard and small forward.
I actually wanted a point guard in there. All right, I'm looking at power forward or center right now. I'm trying to go for my bigs. I'm not sure who we pick up, but I think as a center pin, I love defense and I love kind of some height in there.
Oh no. Yeah.
So obviously he's really good at offense as well as a two-way player as a center. I was going to go with either probably one of the most dominant centers of all time, or do we go for a modern one that has a lot of opportunity? So that's how I'm kind of thinking about it right now. I think it's hard. I think I'm going to chuck Wemby at my center.
Oh, Wemby, that's a big call. That's a big call.
It was going to be someone else. Like I don't think he's the most dominant. I was going to choose Shaq.
That is my next one. So.
And that's why I knew whoever like I didn't choose. I think you were going to choose, but I've got Wemby as a center. I think he pulls the offense, and also like I think his shot blocking ability is crazy. So I think in modern basketball, I think he'll stretch the floor.
And his handles are pretty good. I've seen some footage of his warm ups. Look up his warm ups. His warm up drills before games are actually crazy. So going off Wemby or center, I'm going to go Shaq because Shaq is the most dominant player.
I think he's the most dominant big.
So I'll go Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal is my center. So keeping with the Laker theme somehow.
I know you. That's why I knew I had to snap up LeBron early. I was like, having an actual Lakers all-time Lakers team. I don't know if you guys have played on 2K, like playing the all-time Lakers team.
All-time,
like it sucks.
It's
playing against them. Yeah. All right. In terms of that, then I've got some pretty good height. I think I've got a pretty well-balanced team so far. I think as power forward, we actually don't need. I think we just need someone that can kind of. I think he's probably been the best point guard of all time. So I'm going to go big fundamentals. Tim Duncan as my power forward.
Power forward. Okay, you got. Okay.
I think he's quiet. He's not too flashy. I think he'll actually fit there. So accidentally having Wemby in there as well. Like we have some San Antonio Spurs kind of as my bigs.
Okay. I'm thinking. I'm tossing up between two people at the moment, but
I'm out of big, so you can.
I'm just thinking where I should go with it. I got a power forward. I need something a little bit smaller, but I might go against the grain here. I might chuck in not a modern player. This person's traditionally a center, so it shows that I know something. I know his position. But I'm going to chuck in Hakeem the Dream as power forward.
Yeah, and I've seen people do that where they run a double center.
Yeah, because his footwork, and he can pass it. He draws a lot of attention. He can pass it to Shaq as an alley-oop. So I'll choose Hakeem the Dream for power forward. So I've broken my Lakers theme now. So the Rockets there. But that's my power forward. I just need to fill in my small forward now.
Who's your point?
My point's Magic.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, so I've got my last of my starting five. All right, I'm going to talk through this. I've got two options, really. And you know what? They're both up there in my order basketball. So.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
So I've got Steph Curry probably has revolutionized the modern game. He's the one that brought the three-point line to be such a critical thing from the previous thing. So, but going to be honest, looking at my set, I don't know if I need a crazy three-point shooter. Like we've got guys that can, like I've got scoring already. So I'm thinking just to be loyal to my team as well, I might, I don't know. Or do I just get a pure point guard even? Like
so it's your point guard position?
This is my point guard position. So that's who I'm on the fence with. You've already got a point guard. I did want a Magic because I think he's a pure point guard that can pass.
Ben Simmons is still available, so...
No, he'll be my seventh man. He'll be my seventh man. So right now what I'm thinking for this position, I'm either thinking... Rajon Rondo was in the conversations in my head.
Rajon Rondo. How would I picked him?
He's a pure point guard or a Steve Nash, a pure point guard that can pass to... Because I know between a Wemby, LeBron, MJ, and Timmy, like we're scoring. We're scoring. We don't really
scoring.
Like, so we just need a distributor potentially. But all right, I'm gonna make the choice that I'm gonna chuck Derrick Rose in there. Someone that's explosive that can beat the defense. Defensively, I think he's still pretty solid as well. Like he's got some pretty good blocks, good steals, and he's just prime D Rose, obviously. So we're talking about Chicago D Rose, not
Okay.
Not all the other teams. So I'm gonna put D Rose in there because he also has a really good passing ability because he's so explosive. So you need to play up on him.
He's gonna be
his drive and dish.
fast.
That's what I'm kind of seeing. This drive and dish. and kind of mixing all eras by the looks of it. So I've got a little bit of modern and old school as well.
Okay, I don't have anyone modern in here, so I might need to put someone in modern. I do respect all modern players, by the way, just letting people know. I don't know. So we got Magic at my point. He's tall and he's a good point guard. Kobe's our scorer. We need a small forward in there. Hakeem's also a scorer, good defender too. And we got our Shaq, which is also a scorer and defender. So I got good balance a little bit. Magic's probably the only one that is a pure passer in there. But I'm just thinking small forward. Braun's gone. I have a player in mind, but I don't know if I want him in there. I'm just seeing if it works.
Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking Giannis. He's a small forward. Can play power forward. It's a lot of defense that I've realized in my team. Kobe's a scorer. Hakeem's a scorer. Shaq's a scorer. Actually, you know what? Let's do Giannis.
That's who I wanted. He was going to be my sixth man. But all right, so Giannis is on yours.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be my small forward. I've got a lot of height and good defense. So I've got good balance. Giannis. All right, so I've got Magic Johnson as my point. Kobe is my shooting. Giannis as my small forward. Hakeem as my power. And Shaq as my center. What's your team? I can't remember your team.
All right, so I've got on my number one and two, hailing from Chicago Bulls, I've got D Rose and MJ representing my Bulls. Small forward, I've got LeBron James. So this prime LeBron James, not this season LeBron James.
Yeah, this season's still good.
And I've got Timmy D, probably the best power forward, kind of specialist power forward of all time, in my opinion. And there's so many people I could have put in center. But I think Wemby's good in that position, where he has some pretty good handles, can actually hit that long ball as well, and pretty solid defensively. I've seen his blocks, like he's blocking from like the middle of the key for a 3-pointer. So I think he kind of really stretches both offense and defense. I think this is a pretty balanced lineup.
He's a sixth man.
Sixth man. I actually did want Giannis for my sixth man, but I think I might do someone modern and. I'd probably say he's hands down probably the best player in the league right now. I'd probably go Nikola.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was one of my options.
Just because I think I'm pretty undersized, so I think he brings the size.
Yeah.
Like, I think he'd be able to run forwards or centers, depending. I think good thing is LeBron can run 1 to 5.
1 to 5,
I don't think he'll run 5. I'd say run 1 to 4.
1 to 4
against
probably.
your lineup. Yeah, so I'll probably do Nikola for this one, just because he brings a height, he can shoot that 3 ball, and I think I'd be worried about Shaq, honestly. I think he's someone that can probably go. I don't think he can stop him, but at least slow him down, because I don't think Wemby has the body mass right now to stop a Shaq down low.
Yeah.
So I think a Timmy D might be able to be there, but then with help D from LeBron, but
Okay. Oh, it's a good team. My sixth man, I've got a lot of height. I might need to go a little bit smaller just to stretch a little bit. We have scorers. I know that. Okay, so we have Kobe as a scorer, Giannis as a scorer, Hakeem and Shaq. I'm a scorer in general for basketball. So I might go for another scorer, but I'm probably shorter than what I have. I might do, but I still want, I don't know.
I had some random six mans in my head.
Yeah, me too. I've got some. We can share that after. Once I have my person. But I want to keep the defense there as well. We'll talk about who I was going to pick. But I think for now, I think a very underrated player in the history of NBA. He still gets recognition. But because I think for his size, he was actually pretty good for his size. So I'm just going to go with AI as my sixth man. Just to smallen the lineup a little bit. Magic Johnson, he might get tired. At least we can sub him for a guard. And we got Kobe there still. AI is a scorer.
Nah.
And so I might just choose AI. I don't know. I think that's good for what we have gotten so far.
You're talking about AI this year, right?
No,
Rocking up to the events and
rocking-
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
the AI, right?
Yeah, yeah. Not the AI that's getting some slack at the moment. AI. I would say 2000. His MVP. 2000.
2000, yeah.
2001
Yeah.
MVP year. So,
That's good.
AI.
Yeah.
My other person was Luca, but I wanted defense. So
Yeah, that's how I wanted someone that like I needed to increase my lineup. I was actually thinking a 6-man, some of the specialist 6-man like Manu.
Manu Ginobili. We got Crawford.
Yeah, like ones that are specialist
Yeah.
6-man. Like I was like they generally are they play most positions and stretch the floor really well.
Yeah.
But if I chucked in Manu, like it looks like I'm a Spurs fan, but
I know. I know. But hey, it works. The system in Spurs.
It's a system. I think that's why I like
Spurs work.
I think that's why I like Spurs.
Yeah. Honorable mention, I think, was David Robinson. I had him in mind.
I was thinking that. I was thinking actually Timmy D and David
They were
Robinson
pretty good.
just as my
Yeah.
my 4-on-5.
I thought it's Scotty as well. Scotty Pippen.
Scotty was another mention for my 6-man.
6-man. 6-man would have been good.
I think he's actually someone that can more or less play all positions.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, that's all. None of that's modern, but that's all right.
All right, so everyone in the comments, because it'll be on socials, let us know whose team you think won and who did we miss.
Yeah,
I think we
please.
missed a lot. I've never done this, honestly.
Nah, we've missed a lot.
We didn't even think about it at all. Obviously, this segment has gone longer than we expected because there was a lot of and thinking. But let us know what you think.
Yeah, I think
Honestly, I'll probably come back later on and regret some things and make some changes.
I was regretting some of them already, but it's okay.
I don't know about running the dream as a 4, but
It could work. It could work. Shaq's gonna take a lot of.
such a big lineup.
It's a massive lineup. I don't know if we're good at free throws though. That's the only question. Giannis isn't the best. Shaq, so bad.
True,
But-
we can just hack you guys.
I know, but it's all right. We got AI and Kobe. Magic
We'll see how we
Johnson
go.
was
I might
okay.
actually, I'll simulate this in 2K.
Yeah.
In,
Yeah, that can be another episode.
we'll chuck that in and we'll show you who won. But yeah, let us know in the comments who you
Yeah.
think won this and who you think we missed. I think there's a lot of bias in this because I also love my team. So I think
that's true.
I think we're just picking from our general all time as well.
Yeah, and I think with those things, it shows us. I think it shows our personality in NBA or in sport. I think just
Yeah,
naturally,
it really does.
So yeah, I think going from NBA, we've been collecting NBA for a bit, and we started when we were kids. You started collecting NBA when you were a kid.
Yeah, I think one of
Yeah.
my first packs that is now kind of somewhere is I've got the Michael Jordan, the 86 Fleer.
Yeah, the
So that's how
Fleer.
old I have been collecting. Like that was one that I ripped and I pulled out. So I've been collecting my whole life. But yeah, it'll be good having a chat to I think the number one thing that we hear about, especially at the Sydney boutique markets, is how do we get started?
Yeah.
So I guess what's some of the advice that you would give on how you get started, and how did you get started? Obviously,
Well, when I was a kid, I didn't really collect NBA cards. I collected more Pokemon cards, and it's funny how we've swapped as we've gotten older. But I think as we're kids, when I was a kid, I collected more Pokemon. I was collecting all the base set stuff, and I was more towards Squirtle and Blastoise, Wartortle, all them. But yeah, you just kind of go into it. You start ripping packs, and then over time, and I watch Pokemon as well, the TV show. And over time, you just kind of gravitate towards a Pokemon, either through their character development on TV, or if it looks cute or looks pretty. And we just kind of hone into those. I know for me, going into the water Pokemons, I had a lot of Squirtles, a lot of Staryus and Starmies, surprisingly. And yeah, I just kind of go from there. I think as I got older, I kind of stopped, but going back into it, especially with the new cards, they all have full arts. Back in the 90s, there was no full arts. It was just more holos. And having I think probably the nicest one I ever got was the Gyarados Holo, which is pretty good. I still have that now. It's a bit bunged up, but yeah, I think getting into the hobby, collecting Pokemon, collecting NBA cards, you just choose for NBA, you just choose a team or choose a player that you like and just follow that person, and see what cards are there and what looks pretty. And then Pokemon, the same thing. Choose choose Squirtle, choose Charizard or whoever, and then you just choose and you just kind of follow that. Or if you're more of an artist person or artwork person, you can see what looks pretty. It doesn't need to be a Pokemon person, Pokemon per se, but whatever looks pretty. But for me, I just chose someone.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, no, my advice, and this is what I've always told people at the markets. There's a story, like there was a girl, she just started playing, I think that she played Pokemon, and she's still on her DS, so whatever DS kind of Pokemon one it was. So that was a few generations ago. Yeah, she came to the booth and was like, how do I start collecting? And my number one advice I give to everyone is don't go into the hype, collect what you like. Because at the end of the day, if the hype disappears, at least you like what you have. Like, you don't want a collection that's like, oh yeah, I was led by everyone else. I kind of was led by the hype. I wanted to turn a buck on it or all of that.
True.
Like every collector I know collects what they like. So that's the number one thing. I'd probably advise them to collect what they like. And she wasn't really sure what she liked and everything. But I was like, cool, you play the game. Most people don't have a grounding of the game anyway. So I was like, who's your starter? I know Charmander was my starter, and hence I collect Charizards now. You mentioned that you collected Squirtle, so that's why you've got the Blastoise, Wartortle kind of line that you're always collecting as well. So that's the advice that I gave her, and I give to everyone else, where collect what you like. If you do have a grounding of Pokemon, start collecting the ones that you have. Like, if you played the game, like, start collecting the ones that you had in your lineup. Or if you like the show, the ones that you wanted Ash to keep using and all of that. So the ones that you really like. And with sports, like, collect the players that you love. I've only really collected, like, so for me, like, my basketball collection, like I just mentioned in episode 1, is all point guards and all guards, like shooting guards. Like point guards, yeah. They're all point guards, yeah. So generally, I played point guard my whole life. So these are the people that were instrumental with how I played, like explosive shooting and all of that. Like, so I kind of really took my game from them. So moving on as an adult, I collect basketballs with their autographs because they're the people that shaped me. So I think with collecting, there's always a nostalgia to it. Another story that we had at the markets was there was a guy that got rid of his collection when he was young. So he ended up just coming to our booth, and we have a lot of vintage cards that are like $2 to $3 anyway. So so he ended up going through and collecting a whole heap of them, which was really good. And then so then that's how he got back into it. So he sold his collection and now got back into it. So we hear that a lot. So for me, like, two things: either collect what you like, or collect kind of what brings you nostalgia. So if there's something that you really love, I think I will probably bring my wife onto the podcast eventually as well. What her collection is, so she actually collects an artist. So on the bottom of Pokemon cards, you actually see the illustrator that actually draws those things. So you see that they have a similar style. So her folder is actually a lot of different things from the same illustrator. So you'll see that the same style and all of that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. People go into the hobby differently. There's no one way of getting started. Some people just like, for example, some people just buy a pack because they're very curious of there's an NBA box or a Pokemon box. So they just open it, and then some people just master set whatever they do. So I think, but that's for us. For me, I collect Kobe's, and for Squirtle and all them, and it's really up to the person, really. And if it gets up in the hype, that's good. If it doesn't, it doesn't really affect you too much.
I know a lot of people. So the hobby's getting a lot of new people, both in sports and Pokemon. So some of them are coming back into it, and then there's ones that are just curious and then get into it. How I find a lot of other people are getting into it is they just buy some packs and start ripping. Yeah. I know my cousin right now, our cousin right now just started ripping packs, and he got some crazy hits, and now he's hooked. And I think that's what it is. It's something that, okay, cool. I love the feeling. I love the cards that I got, and going in that direction. Like, collectibles actually isn't just cards.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
anything.
yeah. It's actually not buying things off people. It's actually sometimes actually the chase. It's a chase of, oh, I want to rip a pack to get the chase card of that pack of surging sparks. I want to get the Pikachu.
Yeah, and
So
there's
it's
there's some people I know that don't like buying singles. I love singles, so you guys would probably know from our showcases. Yeah, so there's some people that want to rip their whole collection.
Yeah.
So they love that chase, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's kind of like when they pulled it, it's a story that they can tell to their kids or to their mates, going, yeah, I pulled this. I remember we're sitting down and just ripped so many packs, and then we finally got our chase. So it's that feeling of accomplishment as well, or is the accomplishment actually fulfilling a whole set, like a master set, or getting these things as well, or so it just I guess it just really depends on what motivates you to collect.
Yeah. So go out there, actually decide what you want to do first. If you don't know what Pokemon to follow, I went to watching the show. So watch a show, or just choose a random Pokemon, and then just someone collects Piplups, right? So just anyone that is cute to you, or
Yeah, we've had some people, and they just so they collect not necessarily obscure ones, but then like all the whale lords or some or specific Pokemon that might not be one of the hyped up ones. So it might be that. But I guess number one advice that I would give is set yourself a budget. So whenever you go to these card shows, whenever you go to card stores or anything, understand what you want to spend, because I think there's a certain level of gambling and addiction to collecting, of like getting your next kind of rip, or kind of chasing that card. Kind of know your limits, and I think that's advice I'd give to anyone that hasn't been collecting for as long as we have, and anyone that's just getting into it now, because I think finding your card, chasing your card, and getting your card probably has the same kind of feeling as winning big in gambling or sports or anything like that. So I definitely would recommend kind of just to stay safe as well, and make sure that you keep your budget.
Yeah, and I think going into starting to collect collect the card, I think it's good to know about the different sets, especially because some sets are for those have focus on a certain Pokemon. So Phantasmal Flames focus on the Charizards and the Gengars. So my question to you is, what's your favorite set so far? As a collector for Pokemon, NBA as well, but mainly Pokemon. What's your favorite set that you always gravitate towards?
All right, me personally, it's going to be a bit of a hot take, because I think it's ones that people generally don't like. But Obsidian Flames is probably one of my favorite sets. Being a Charizard collector, it's one that has a lot of Charizards and everything. So I think like what you mentioned, like if you like Pikachu's and stuff, Surging Sparks has that, because it's the headliner, and all of that. But yeah, I think Obsidian Flames is probably like one of the ones I really enjoyed ripping. I think it's the set that got me back into it as well. So I think it does have that nostalgia for me. And so that's for me personally why I will keep that. And we have a couple of them sealed as well. And I think another set that I really enjoy ripping is Astral Radiance. It's getting bloody expensive now.
It's expensive now, yeah.
Yeah, just because I think it's one of those that it's a bit older. We're not ripping open some base set stuff, but I think it's kind of still a good price range, and it's got some pretty good hits as well. And it's one of those as well that around the time of me kind of getting back into it as well brings some nostalgia as well. So yeah, so for me, collecting is all about nostalgia and kind of bringing back why we do this, and kind of something that we can pass on to that I want to pass on to my kids and all of that, and kind of showing them the heart around collecting. How about you? What sets are you looking at right now? Or do you enjoy kind of opening?
I'll go from both Pokemon and NBA perspective. I think the first one for Pokemon for me is I really like the Destined Rivals set. I don't think Squirtle or Blastoise has ever had a set focused on them, but I really like the Mewtwo chase card in that one, and just the cards in Destined Rivals is expensive at this current moment. It was a pretty good set to have, even though it's been a year, under a year already.
Yeah, it's really picked up. Yeah, yeah. That was actually a set that I think we actually ended up ripping quite a bit of because it was actually cheap at the time. It was the one that on my first pull I pulled the Mewtwo.
Yeah, the Mewtwo, and I actually really like that card. I think that's one of my favorite cards. I haven't pulled it, or I don't own it, but I think that's one of the favorite cards I've seen.
Yeah, no, that set does have a lot of nice ones because they actually did try to throw back to the Team Rocket kind of base set one. So I think there was a lot. From that set, the Moltres is probably my favorite one.
Yeah,
and we ended up picking that up in Japan when we last went.
Yeah, see, like I think Destined Rivals is probably the best one for me. I'm sure there's one like people would say, well, you said Astral Radiance and the one with the Moonbryon, which is Evolving Skies, which is expensive as well. But I think Destined Rivals is probably the ones that I really like for the modern ones, one of the current ones. I always like the base set ones because that's more nostalgia, as you said before. But on the NBA side of it, I really liked Prism is probably the most popular one that people like.
Yeah.
They have some nice ones in there. But my favorite one that I actually really like collecting from is Court Kings. They have the blank slate in there. I think there's one of my favorite Kobe cards is the red frame one that I saw in Japan, but I ran out of money, so I couldn't buy it. But I think Court Kings, just even the base cards, their common cards were actually very nice as well. So I think Court Kings going, because I do like the Prisms ones, but I want to be different, you know, like I really enjoy the Court Kings. Just how they look, the type of design that's very different to the prisms and the mosaics. I think it's more like sometimes they have like a little tie-dye type of design to it, or even the blank slate's very simple, but still looks nice. And so I really like those simple cards that just looks clean. And then when you get as a 10, then it goes up in value, but they just look really nice to me. So Court Kings is probably the one I would probably go. Not as popular as the other ones.
So what advice would you give someone that grew up in the 90s, collected cards when they were young? So there was only really the flea cards.
Yeah.
I guess what box would you recommend for them to pick up now in 2026?
For the 90s?
No, just to get back into it. Yeah, no, just to get back into it. Just because there are so many out there, but which one would you, in this year, would you get them to pick up just to get back into it?
Yeah. So
or maybe even past years. Yeah.
Past year, I think if you want to go through from the past years, it's hard because, as some of you may know, that the NBA licensing has shifted from Panini to Topps. So this year's set I would recommend is going to be more Topps related because they're licensed. But you can go unlicensed as well. There's nothing wrong with unlicensed. But if you want to go to the old Panini cards, Prism's probably the best way to start. They're cheap, but they also look nice. They go up in value as well because people want them all the time. But I would say the Prisms are actually pretty good. But now, as Topps have kind of re-entered the conversation with the licensing, the one that's recently come out has been out for a while, for a few months now, is the Topps Chrome. And they're nice as well. But yeah. And yeah, I think with the Topps Chrome, focusing on the Cooper flags, they're going crazy at the moment. The refractors are actually, the parallels are actually, first off, I didn't really like them, but they actually grow on you as you go along. But yeah, for budget-friendly ones, I would get you to get the Topps, just the first Topps one. It's a blue cover. But if you will look for higher-end stuff, right now people are opening the Topps Midnight. That's more the premium stuff with the Topps NBA cards at the moment. So yeah, so those are the ones that I would suggest you go into. Prism, Panini, but Topps, the first one that was released in October in 2025, get those ones. Those are cheaper than the Topps Chrome and the Topps Finest. So
yeah, some of the advice that I've been given in the past was for some of these expensive packs, like some that are more likely to have a hit, and this is both Pokemon and Pokemon NBA, and honestly, as One Piece is getting more expensive as well, it starts splitting boxes with mates.
Yeah.
So rather than being able to get a $400 or $500 box, and maybe you can't afford to rip that whole thing by yourself, like splitting it with a mate.
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot cheaper and kind of a task you can do with a friend as well. So
Makes it
whether
enjoyable.
so whether that's NBA, One Piece, Magic, like any whatever boxes you're looking at there, because I think there's always an expensive variant of it. Like I know, like the hobby boxes and all of that. So it might be some good advice to have a mate that's getting back into it or is already into it and splitting a box
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, NBA cards. You get the blaster boxes. They're the cheaper ones. They're the value boxes. And then you can go mega box, which is a little bit more expensive, but that's still around the 100, 200 mark. Blaster boxes are around $50 mark. So if you want to start in the lower end, cheaper, you can still get hits in those ones. But then as you get more expensive, you get to the hobby boxes, that's around $1,000. So
Yeah, but the probability of getting a valued card is probably higher in those.
in the hobby box is a higher probability. But if you're getting into it, starting somewhere, start with the blaster box for the NBA. At least you're going to enjoy the ripping or the chasing aspect of it. Or you can hit up different stores. You can hit us up and we can give you something of within your budget. So yeah, different ways.
Yeah, just comment if you need advice on how to get into it and what packs you should be getting and all of that. But we try to make it as kind of starter friendly or people that are just getting into the hobby. As well.
Yeah, I think, and that's how we go as well as a business. We keep collecting stuff. We keep buying stuff as well.
Actually, just segue. I think some other good advice that I've kind of heard, and what I think number one question we actually get is, how do you know the value of the card?
Yes, true.
And how do we chase? So say they rip something, how do they know if something's of value, or if they're wanting to buy a card off someone on wherever, like how do they know if they're getting ripped off or if it's at market value? So yes, I think that's like so. What's some of the advice that you would give?
So there's some apps that you can use on your phone. I use Card Ladder for NBA. And the good thing about Card Ladder is it gives you eBay sales as well, but also if it hasn't been sold for a while, it gives you the rough value of what it would be now. So if the last sold of a card was 2023 of a Steph Curry, for example, if you scan it now in 2026, the last sold was in 2023, the Card Ladder will give you an approximate value of it.
Yeah, because Card Ladder actually takes into account other platforms as well, like Fanatics and all of that, doesn't it? Like
and also the hype of it. So on the it gives you a lot of detail of the card index, the amount of sales of that one player,
the trajectory of how often.
So there is an algorithm in Card Ladder. I know some people use that, especially when they sell stuff online. They use a Card Ladder value because if it hasn't been sold for 2 years, you're not gonna sell it for what it was in 2024. The player may have grown since then. So, for example, Anthony Edwards, this past 2 years, he's grown by heaps. So his card 2 years ago might not be the same as it is now. It would have gone up in value. So that's for me as an MBA. Do you use Card Ladder for?
No, not as a Card Ladder for Pokemon and TCG.
Pokemon, yeah.
Mainly, I think eBay Last Sold is probably one of our best ones.
That's for both actually.
Yeah, like so generally what I would kind of tell people is go to eBay Last Sold, and as we know, like collecting is a global market, but Australia is its own ecosystem as well. It's its own market. So something that there might be a lot of globally, there might not actually be as much within Australia, within Sydney and all of that. So generally eBay Last Sold and kind of filtering through kind of Australia and kind of locations probably the best way, and just trying to average out the last 5, 10, 15, 20 is just kind of scrolling through, get rid of some of the outliers, because you do get people trying to cook the system of under, like having $1 sales for a $50 card or having a $200 sale for a $50 card. So kind of really getting those outliers out and just seeing where the kind of middle ones are. So So that's probably the best advice I can give. Like I think eBay last sold is probably the best one, but as a quick one, especially for the low value cards, because it does take a while to do eBay last sold, is I'll jump into an app called Collector. So I've used that since I started kind of collecting, or since it was out, where you can kind of just take photos of your cards and they tell you the rough value. So how that works is it does use eBay last sold kind of globally, but then looks at the wider kind of picture as well. So it does take into account some of those kind of people trying to rig the whole system. So it does take into that. So I find that Collector is probably about 20% off market, and same with Pricing Chart as well. Like that's another platform as well. So Collector and Pricing Chart is probably the quickest, easiest way to find indicative numbers, but I find they generally are about 20% off sometimes.
Yeah, I think just a thought that I had while you're talking, it was more going back to like investing or buying cards. Because people get scared of when they look at comps. They're like, oh, it's overpriced, it's underpriced, or whatever, and they're scared of buying something. And I think my suggestion is that buy a card that you're willing to pay. So if it's, let's say you're buying a card, like I say Squirtle, it's comped at $40, but someone's pricing it at $60. You can negotiate, but if they're stuck at 50, it's not at comps, you're paying $10 extra. That's up to you if you want to pay that $10 extra, because that's your card.
Yeah. No, it's good you brought that up. I think people need to understand how comps actually come, because at the end of the day, these are pieces of cardboard. Yeah. They're worth, like, value of it is on, like, paper value is probably like cents. So for a card to become $1,000 card, someone at one point was willing to spend $1,000. Yeah. And I can guarantee the comps weren't at that. There was probably $800, and they're like, no, I really want this in my collection. So they paid another $200 on it. So we need to understand that the way that the market is driven is supply demand. So what are people willing to pay for it? So even if the comps are slightly lower, if it's something especially in your personal collection or your PC, like I overpay for PC items just because I want it. And gonna be honest, like the ones that have gone up in value from an investment perspective has been my PC, because I loved it and I overpaid for it, but then it's always gone up. Like I think that one of the big cards that people see in our showcase is Stamp Box Pikachu. At the time, I didn't know what that card was. I loved it. I overpaid for it. I think it was comping at around like $1,500 or $1,000, and we paid close to $1,800, and now it's a $4,000 card.
Yeah, see, it's crazy.
But that's what I mean. Like, I didn't do it for investment value. I was like, cool, I really like this card. I'm sure there'll be someone else that likes it as much as I do. So I overpaid for it. Then the market caught up because they realized that they liked it. So I think it's about that as well, like understanding how the market is actually driven. It's not like a shopping center where this is the price and that's what it is. It's driven by hype and people that like it. If there's more people that like Charizard, then that's why the prices go up.
Yeah. And also, like, if a new pack just came, prices are always going to be up because we don't know how many people have pulled it. So, for example, NBA with the Topps Midnight, right? There's a card it's called an Ultraviolet LeBron James one. First ever sale I saw on eBay was sold for $2,000. If you're going to last sold now, it's going to be at $1,300. So that's an $1,000 gap. That was since December. So that's 2 months gap because it just got released in December. Now we're in February. The hype of it has gone down from that. Yeah. So yeah, it really depends. But whatever what people are willing to do to spend for a card, just spend it.
Yeah, like I think if you have the money and you really like it and you're a collector, like
it's artwork.
Just pay for it. It's like I think that's the best way that we could explain it, where it's a piece of art, where that's what collectibles are. Like some people like will pay $50 for a piece of art, and then there's millions dollar artworks out there, but at the end of the day, it's the same kind of canvas or paper or thing it's on. It's kind of supply demand what people will pay for it. So if you like the card, buy it. Just don't overpay for a Caterpie or like a Weedle or something like that. But yeah, I think that's it. Like if you really want it, especially if it's gonna finish off your collection or bring you kind of nostalgic value, then definitely run with it. But I think that's us wrapping us up for this episode. Episode 2 done and dusted. But yeah, do you want to wrap us up with kind of what the next episode will look like?
Yeah, so next episode we're going to be looking at the market psychology. What makes the market in the hobby go up and goes down? What is it predicting to be in the next 4 months, 5 months, or even a few weeks. So we'll be talking about that, talking about both NBA and Pokemon still. And yeah, so hopefully you hope you enjoyed today's episode. Look forward to episode 3. And yeah, we'll see you there.
Perfect. Yes, guys, remember to follow us across all everything that you can kind of get a podcast, and all kind of social platforms will be across all of them. And feel free to drop your likes, comments, and all of that. Let us know what you want us to talk about or people that you want us to get us on. But for now, we'll start wrapping it up. But cool. Thanks. See you in the next episode, guys.
Peace.